Okay, well, I guess now is a perfect time to go ahead and talk about an AMD GPU release. So, you want to switch to laptop for me, good
No.
sir. What we're going to be talking about is AMD silently sneaking out an RX 5300 for casual 1080p gaming.
Casual.
Casual gaming. What is casual 1080p? I don't know. But basically, this card came out. This graphics card could be exclusive to OEMs only, but that would be kind of weird to have that card come out now. And then with the pending new launch of AMD cards, I would think this would come out on desktop for people to actually buy, and not just stuck in an OEM tower. But we'll see. So it's going to be based on the same architecture as like the 5700 XT, so pretty good. And it's probably just going to be a cut down version of the 5500 XT, which we've used before and is all like, I don't know. It's like 580-ish level performance, a little bit more than that. So we're probably looking at like a card that could be like RX 570 level, a little bit better, hopefully, and could beat something like the 1650 Super. So here looks to be the rumored cut down specs.
Is there a typo in the article?
Where?
Or so they keep talking about the 5300 XT and then they'll go back to 5300. But there's not a 5300
Yeah,
XT,
which one?
right?
Yeah, that's really confusing.
Chad,
So-
you guys see that too, right? It seems like it's almost like I can't tell if they're talking about something else or if that's a typo and they're
that
trying
might
to
have
say
been a typo.
5500 XT maybe.
Yeah, that might have been a typo. That seems weird. Just
Or
buy your computer
5600.
parts on Black Friday. Hey, that's an option.
I mean, you can try it. With how scarce computer parts are now, I don't have much
Hoping that.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it looks like it's gonna have 3 gigs of VRAM's very weird. I don't know about that. 3 gigs of VRAM. The actual memory speed's faster than something like a 1650.
I mean, everything looks a lot higher besides the RAM.
Yeah,
Oh, it's GDDR6 too.
Yeah, so GDR6, the wattage is going to be higher. TDP 100 watts. That's why it does require a 6-pin. Gosh, thank you for all the biddies, Cyrus,
Oh, yeah,
Wavy.
thank you.
Guys for all the biddies, much appreciated. But I mean, this in theory could be better than a 1650. That's the goal. I mean, if it is better, it needs to be better because there's no reason to go with this unless it's one, cheaper than a 1650, or two, performs better because it does require that external power. So
Now, are they're comparing that to just a regular
1650.
Oh, okay. So that's
So-
probably
What it's going to be.
yeah, super.
So it says AMD rates this card 100 watts. Total board power suggested they can get away with a single 6-pin. The graphics card can work with like a 350 watt power supply, which I mean, you could like, it's 25 watts. You could adapt that if you wanted to and not have any problems. So I mean, technically it's like really close to being like one of those 1650 cards, but I don't know. It just depends. It says AMD claims that it can be anywhere. That is such a wide range. Anywhere between 18 to 56% faster than the 1650, depending on the game. So
How
don't
much
know.
faster is the 1650 Super over the 1650?
That's a good question. I don't know specifically. The chipmaker doesn't say, but since it's aimed at 1080p gaming, we expect the resolution to be used. Of course, I mean that makes sense. But I mean, hey, if it comes in, like my main thing would be if it comes in at around $100 and it performs better than 1650, then hell yeah, we'll use it in a build. It'd be an awesome card. But if the 1650 is like less than a 1650 Super and it comes in at the same price as a 1650 and requires that external power, I would just pay the extra $10 or $20 for a 1650
Yeah.
Super and call it a day.
Yeah, it just wouldn't make sense. You know, if they're just about the same, but you need the external power.
Yeah, so, I mean, is anyone interested in this card? Has anyone kept an eye on it? I mean, I know a lot of you guys are budget conscious and normally focus on budget cards, so is it something you all have kept an eye on, considering? I don't know if it's even going to come out for people to buy. It might, but it's definitely something to consider. If it does come out and you can buy it, of course, we'll end up doing some sort of build with it, but...
The 3100G, huh? Where'd you get that from?
Where's the 3100G? I saw UFD got his,
I saw the
Ryzen
post the other
7.
day, yeah.
That, I'm interested to see how that performs.
I mean, the 5300 and the 3100, yeah, it would. I mean, if it's 1650 Super level, yeah, it'd be a good combo.
Yeah. Streaming, let's see. Streaming Fortnite competitive settings, how much FPS? Do you think it roughly take away from 1070 i7 because I really bad FPS drops? It depends. I mean, streaming a game like Fortnite on competitive settings, if you're using like X264, I mean, it's very CPU bound, so that could be a reason why you're having stuttering.
He's using 1800X though, isn't he?
Yeah, 1800X, I mean, you shouldn't have that many problems, though, streaming.
So that's what I mean. We were using 1700s and 1800X for all of our PCs from when we got our reviewer samples up
Yeah.
until like this year. And we were streaming and doing all that stuff. So
That's true.
you might have a different issue.
You guys, Ryzen 7 over i9. Most of the time, I would say go Ryzen right now, just in terms of value for money, like Ryzen 9 over the new i9s. I mean, it just depends. We've recommended it though. That's been our number one recommendation. The new i9s are cool, but like they're expensive, so.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, it is often true that Intel, they do have stronger cores for gaming.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, sometimes when we're talking about gaming, we're not talking about you're going to get 100 more FPS when you have a similar Ryzen, a similar Intel. You might get a couple to a few more.
Yes.
So, and that's really it. Other than that, you're going to see the same exact performance and everything else.
Yeah. Just factor in, if you have an Intel CPU, if you're doing things other than gaming too, just factor in like which CPU tends to work better. Some programs tend to lean towards one or the other. So if you're really like cut down the middle between each one and you really can justify the expensive Intel, then maybe it's worth it for you. But most cases, we just say Ryzen.
We did a 10700 build not too long ago.
Yeah.
$1,200 was the total budget, and that was pretty impressive.
Yeah. What are these recommendations? He recommends a NUC. What is this? What do we got here?
The NUC.